Hi everyone, this is Jo from Go Get Sober, here with a video for you on how to handle social pressure to drink when you're trying to quit. Subscribe to my channel below for access to more videos and hit the little bell so that you get notifications when there's a new video. So I get asked this question a lot. What should I do? I've become sober, I've stopped drinking, and when I go out, if I go out with friends and we start off in a place where they're serving alcohol, or we end up in a place where they're serving alcohol, or we spend all evening in a pub or a bar where they're serving alcohol, when people offer me a drink, I'll say, no thanks. But people are very insistent. They keep pressuring me. They say, oh, go on, one won't hurt, and that sort of thing. What do I do? And I get asked this question by countless people. And the answer is, you prepare. Before you go into any kind of social situation where there's a risk that you're going to be put under pressure to drink, you mentally prepare what you're going to say. You come up with some phrases that you can use in those situations when you might feel pressured to drink. And the kind of phrases you come up with will depend on you, your context, and the people that are surrounding you. And when you've come up with these phrases that you're going to use in that situation, you practice them. You actually run them through. You can run them through out loud, or you can run through them in your head. But you mentally rehearse. You imagine being put under pressure. You imagine that situation unfolding around you, and you imagine the kind of pressure you might face, and you imagine yourself repeating these phrases confidently, effortlessly, and successfully, with determination. And the kind of phrases that you're going to use are going to be different depending on your context. Some people will come up with things like, I'm on medication and I can't drink at the moment, because they know that's what the people around them are going to buy into. Other people will come up with things like, oh, I've got a really important meeting in the morning, I need to be firing on all cylinders, so I want a really good night's sleep tonight, I'm staying clear of alcohol tonight. It might be that somebody is training, physically training for an event, or has got a new personal trainer and they're on a health kick or something and they're not allowed to touch alcohol. The phrases you come up with are going to depend on you and your context and the people around you. And it's important you choose something that's going to work for you. Whatever you choose, the key to making this work is to rehearse, practice it. Practice going through that situation, practice the situation unfolding around you, practice saying these phrases over and over again. So when you go into that situation, you're supremely confident. You know exactly what you're going to say and do when you're under pressure, and you say and do those things. And eventually, you become so confident with what you're doing that you just tell people you stopped drinking for a while and you felt so much better for it that you decided to stick with it. I remember in my early days when I stopped drinking, I was paranoid. I worried about what people were going to think, what they were going to say. Were they going to guess I had a problem? I didn't want people to think that I had a problem, that there was a problem with me. And so I really frantically searched for lots of excuses and justifications as to why I wasn't drinking. And actually, I met with no resistance, no pressure, no challenges, and no questions whatsoever. The people around me were really supportive. But of course, it does depend on you and your situation. And what I've realised now over the years is that it's actually okay to just tell people you don't drink. People do accept it. You don't have to justify it if you don't want to. My approach these days is just to tell people I'm a non-drinker. I don't drink. And I don't think I've had a single challenge about that. I can remember when I first stopped drinking and I was paranoid about it. I really worried about what I was going to say to people. I worried about all sorts of challenges and pressures and questions. I worried that people were going to think that I had a problem, and I didn't want people to think that I had a problem. And I worried about all these things, and they didn't ever materialize. And now I've got to the point where I'm so confident with what I'm doing that I just tell people I don't drink. And people accept it. People don't question it at all. I kind of look at it in the same way as making any kind of healthy choice for myself and my body. It's like deciding that, say, for instance, you don't want to eat processed food with artificial ingredients. It's like deciding you don't want to, or you want to cut down on sugar in your diet. It's just making a healthy lifestyle choice for me and my body and my life. And if somebody wants to challenge me on that or not support me in that, then I guess they're the kind of person that I don't really want to give much energy or thought to. To summarise, think about the event that's coming up where you imagine you might feel some pressure to drink. Prepare, come up with some phrases that you're going to use. Practice saying those phrases, rehearse it mentally, say them out loud, practice, practice, practice. Go into that situation and be supremely confident that you are making a healthy lifestyle choice and nobody has the right to question you or judge you on that. And eventually you will get to the stage where you're so confident with what you're doing that you'll simply tell people that you're not drinking, and people will accept it because you'll be saying it with such confidence. Okay, so if you have any thoughts or experiences related to the social pressure to drink, if you've been through these kind of situations, do share in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel by clicking below, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next time. And in the meantime, let's go get sober together.